Zimbabwe's tendency to keep printing money means its citizens show little faith in any legal tender brought forward by the government. The US dollar accounts for 80% of all economic transactions in the country, according to the National Statistics Agency. Even when people want to use it, the Zimbabwe dollar can hardly buy anything. The highest denomination, the Z dollar 100 note, must be carried in large wads to carry out the smallest of transactions. The currency has lost 68% against the US dollar this year. A member of the Central Bank's Monetary Policy Committee, Persistence Guanyangye, said authorities see the official and unofficial exchange rates currently on a path of converging. Money printing is a very effective tool for dealing in political favors, Earl said. And when inflation eventually arrives, as it always does, it can be blamed on enemies of the regime in power. The wealthy, the West, speculators, and so on. Once, the government ordered a temporary shutdown of the country's largest mobile money platform. On other occasions, they imposed a ban on bank lending and even halted payments to government contractors they suspected of colluding in the sell-off. Policy flip-flops. Zimbabwe suspended publishing inflation figures after July 2008, when the measure reached an annual 231,162,000%, according to data compiled by Bloomberg. The government now publishes a new inflation series, under which consumer price growth currently stands at 47.6%. Zimbabwe has endured a series of policy U-turns as it searched for a viable currency to call its own. Authorities abandoned the worthless local dollar and embraced the greenback in 2009. Then, they reintroduced the Zimbabwe dollar in the electronic form around 2015, pegged to the US currency. That changed in 2018, when the peg was removed, impoverishing thousands of Zimbabweans who held their savings in the electronic currency. The government then made the use of the US dollar illegal in 2019, but reversed that decision upon realizing that economic activity won't happen without it. It has also been toying with gold over the last 2 years, introducing gold coins in 2022 and gold-backed digital tokens last year as a way to help ease the high demand for US dollars. The current plan to have a gold-linked paper currency is the culmination of this trial-and-error process. Zimbabwe's central bank has launched a new structured currency backed by gold, as it seeks to tackle sky-high inflation and stabilize the country's long-floundering economy. The new currency, called ZiG, will be backed by foreign currencies, gold, and precious minerals. John Mushe-Avanhu, the governor of Zimbabwe's Reserve Bank, told reporters in the capital, Harare, on Friday. Mushe-Avanhu said the ZiG would circulate alongside a basket of other currencies. He said the central bank would also introduce a market-determined exchange rate. With effect from today, banks shall convert the current Zimbabwe dollar balances into the new currency, he said. The move is aimed at fostering simplicity, certainty, and predictability in Zimbabwe's financial affairs, he added. Presenting the new banknotes that come in 8 denominations ranging from 1 to 200 ZiG. The new notes feature a drawing of gold ingots being minted, as well as Zimbabwe's famous balancing rocks, which already appeared on the old ones. Zimbabweans have 21 days to convert their old cash into new money, Mushe-Avanhu said. On Friday, it was officially trading at about 30,000 against its more coveted US counterpart, and at 40,000 on the black market, according to tracker Zim PriceCheck. Its poor performance has contributed to the southern African country's high inflation rate, which after climbing well into the triple digits last year, was at 55% in March, according to official data. The current inflation rate has piled pressure on the country, as 16 million people who are already contending with widespread poverty, high unemployment, and a severe drought induced by the El Niño weather pattern. Soaring prices have also brought back memories of 2008, when hyperinflation was so out of control that the central bank even issued a $100 trillion note, which is now a collector's item. Amid these economic challenges, analysts have questioned whether Harare has enough reserves to adequately back the new currency, and if the latter could suffer from volatility in gold prices. On Thursday, President Emerson Mnangagwa inspected the central bank's vaults that Mushavanhu, who was appointed earlier this year, said hold 1.1 tons of solid gold. Meanwhile, the central bank added that it would also adopt a tight monetary policy, linking money supply growth to growth in gold and foreign exchange reserves. Zimbabwe's new gold-backed currency, the ZiG, strengthened a day after its debut, even as it roiled commerce nationwide as banks, retailers, and utilities battled to switch to the new unit. It gained 0.2% to 13.53 per US dollar, according to data published on the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe's website on Tuesday. It began trading Monday at 13.56 per dollar, using an exchange rate announced by Governor John Mashavanhu during last Friday's unveiling of the nation's latest effort to create a functioning local currency. Zimbabwe, the poster child of hyperinflation, is allowing a free fall in its currency that it's no longer keen to defend, and is instead working on a new exchange rate potentially backed by gold. The country's local dollar has weakened against the US dollar every day in 2026, sending the price of a single loaf of bread from $6,105 to $19,357 in a mere 11 weeks. Such a loss of purchasing power has historically pushed the central bank to intervene and arrest the slide. But this time, there has been no action. They've left the exchange rate to go, said Tony Hawkins, an economist and former professor at the University of Zimbabwe. I had never thought that the rate would be allowed to go like this. It means they are thinking of a new currency. This is Zimbabwe's sixth attempt to have a functional local currency since 2008, when inflation crossing 231 million% left it worthless. Despite previous failures due to lack of public confidence, the oxygen of any fiat currency, President Emerson Mnangagwa announced this February his government will introduce a structured currency. Thank you for watching.